do, y'all? It's your boy Sean Alcide, Designated Report in the building. So y'all want to know how we come up with stuff, with content, and what we're working on for the coming year? I'll show you. Let's go. Make sure you log on to DesignateReport.com and follow us on Instagram at Designated Report. Yo. We're discussing how we're going to make this company better, how we're going to make better content, how we're going to be more consistent, and we have some very big plans for the coming football season. I know Janelle brought it to my attention, and then me and Jay discussed this, and I sent it over to Paul. What do you guys think we should do with the weekly pickers? We typically all pick a game, pick all the games, and then we post it up on social media. But I know you wanted to take that even further. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I wanted to change it up a little bit because I know initially last year we did every game every week, and it was cool. Like we kept scores in the whole nine. But I think what would be really dope is if we pick a handful of games, 5-6 games, maybe like the Thursday, Sunday, Monday night games, and then a couple games in between. Marquee games, big games. And we picked those, and we posted on our social media, obviously, but we get some of our followers to interact with us. So if we can get some of our followers, they make their picks each week, and what I'm thinking is if we could do, each week, week one, we make our picks. Say you go, 4-1 on the week, or whatever the case is. One of our followers does. Picks great, they go 5-0, they're in a raffle to win a prize.
Right.
I don't know what the prize is going to be, we got to figure that out. Yeah. But I think it would be really dope to get, our followers involved because, I think the four of us we're knowledgeable when it comes to especially football. To kind of play this game against, some of the people that we know and our followers, I think it would be really dope.
Yeah. We talked about prize. What do you guys think, Paul and Jay? Should we do weekly prizes to keep people I think weekly prizes because it keep people more engaged. I could win this week. I might be able to win this. Or more long term.
Well, do we have weekly prize money?
I don't think it needs to be anything.
This guy got the money.
Don't do that. I don't think it would need to be something like you're winning a car. I think it could be something as simple as Janelle said, a t-shirt or a mug, a coffee mug, or maybe I might be able to, let me not say that on camera because then y'all gonna hold me to it.
Yeah.
Get you into some kind of game or something like that. But I think if you could get people into games by winning a thing on social media, they would definitely do that. But what do you guys think? Weekly, if we are able to afford it, if it's within our budget, what would you say?
It depends on the prize, right? Because if nobody wants a coffee mug, they're not going to do it. But if you did monthly, quarter way through the season, something like that, maybe have a playoff thing that's a bigger prize.
Yeah, I agree.
You don't want to make them wait the whole season because then you lose the luster of that. It's week 7, and it's kind of like, what am I doing this for?
What's a good prize idea? What's something that would make you be willing to post on your social media about something that this company's doing because you want to win it so bad?
It's got to be football related because these are the people tuning in, getting the pick in before 1 o'clock. Right?
That's true.
So
I think if we're going to do weekly prizes, definitely stay smaller. T-shirt, designated report mugs, whatever goes with that. But end of the year, that's a big one.
But would you care for a t-shirt or a mug? I guess that's what we're saying. Would you care for that, or would you rather something football related specifically?
This is our brand, man. I think we gotta push our brand and we gotta let people know Designated Report is doing real things here.
Right.
And I'm sorry, but you're just not gonna outguess us when it talks to a weekly
schedule.
Sauce State coming in guns blazing, man.
do I get the shirt when I win that week though?
Absolutely. I would ship it out to you.
Sure, I'm just gonna keep racking up.
Wait,
shirts.
you? No, not you. No. I thought you meant as a guest. No,
if I beat the other people, do I get
no,
my
you're
shirt?
supposed to beat them.
as the year
you're studying these games
now
before
we're
you pick
supposed
them.
to
Do I get the football when I win at the end of the season, or is it everyone else
He
fight
said
for
win.
second place?
He said win.
How is this
With that being
second
said,
place winner gets this?
if they gotta post their picks by Sunday By one. When would we post start? Should we post start Saturday, Friday?
You got to realize if we're picking the Thursday game, they have to post by Thursday at 5. You know what I mean? What are we?
Very true.
But that in between gap, I don't like it.
I mean, we can iron out the details on that. Maybe we don't do, or maybe we do the Thursday game separate or something like that.
Right, like we did last year.
We did Thursday separate and did. So we could figure that out. Well, I agree. I think, DR, designated report, t-shirts, mugs, like small stuff throughout the year. And then, we'll do something definitely for the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
And, from there we could do something a little bit bigger. But, I think that would be a dope idea.
Fantasy football. You're badly trying to get a fantasy football league. I've never played fantasy football in my entire life. I've never played
Can I ask
fantasy.
you why?
Not true.
I don't believe.
Play fantasy?
I've been playing fantasy since Doug Flutie was still for the Bills. You kidding me?
Can I ask you why?
I don't think I've ever been interested in like doing all that. I think it's, I don't know, people keep telling me it's not as timely as I think, but I've just never been interested in running a fake franchise.
I didn't know if you were one of those people that was like, oh, I don't want to root for somebody not on my team.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know?
I do, because I ask him to be in the league almost every year.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I like the Cowboys and I don't want to root for somebody other than my guys. So he's only one person I do like that.
Yeah.
I know two. You about to jump in now?
How does it work? Like, how would we do it? Would it be exclusive to us or is it inclusive?
No. Same type of thing. We want to get as
People
many people
involved?
involved as we can.
I like
So,
it.
the four of us, I don't know if it's a 10-team league, a 12, 16-team league, whatever the case is. But
Sleeper is the fourth wide receiver for the Vikings. It's not happening.
But, I think it would be, again, everybody plays. Football is the biggest sport in America.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? So everybody plays fantasy, everybody's gambling, everybody's doing these things to get, again, the fan interaction, our follower interaction, to kind of test our knowledge of football. I think is just fun, if nothing else.
How do we pick the other people, the other 4,
That's what I'm
6,
saying.
8, 10?
We're gonna have people join in, like join a pot, and all right, if you're one of 20 people, we might pick out 6 other people for a 10-person league. We just pick your name out of a hat. We put everybody in and say, congratulations, you're gonna be the bottom 6 in our league this year.
Right.
So I think what's beautiful about fantasy football is it shows you that there's really just 2 creative people in the world. One, a woman who feels like she's been cheated on. She'll figure out any way.
What is happening?
And 2,
I love this guy.
a person who picks players from different teams in fantasy football. You're like, all right, I hate Saquon Barkley. I'm a Cowboys fan, but I need Saquon to rush for 250 and 4 touchdowns, but the Cowboys to win, and I need Michael Gallup to score 2 touchdowns and 210 yards. Is that
Does
all I'm
everyone
asking
hate
for?
Saquon Barkley though? I feel like no one hates. He's
love
such a lovable guy.
Yeah,
like,
such a good
you
dude.
can't hate.
you can't hate
man.
Saquon. He's one of those dudes like
Cool.
you just root for him. You don't want him to root. You don't want to do well against your team.
Right.
Yeah.
But like,
But that's the beauty of fantasy football. You're gonna be like, yo, Cowboys are facing the Bucs. I need Mike Evans to go off, but I also need the Cowboys to get 2 interceptions on defense.
Yeah.
I did that all last year.
That's all you do. That's the reality. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah. So
Can Michael Thomas score 4 times, but they would be the only 4 touchdowns in the game,
Yes.
and the Bucs score 5.
Score
yeah,
five,
yeah.
Nah.
So same type of thing. Like we'll have fantasy league. Again, this is assuming we want to go in this direction. We have the fantasy league, end of the season. Whoever wins.
that
we
would have to be
little-
a big prize.
Yeah, we have a
that's
prize
like
at the end of the year.
that's a season long.
That's bragging rights.
That's brag.
I
Does
mean,
fantasy
if
go into
nothing else,
playoffs?
No.
So
No.
it's regular season only.
Yeah, it's
Stop
usually
for
like
yeah.
season or week
the last 3
14
weeks of
maybe.
playoffs.
Yeah.
The last 3 weeks of regular season, you have your playoffs, and then that's it. After week 17, some people do a redraft for the playoffs. Like, if
Too
you're
deep,
not,
too deep. We got too far.
Yeah.
if
Yeah,
you're
let's
not-
start.
Yeah.
Let's start.
What's crazy
here.
is Danny has been trying to get me to do fantasy football for the longest, and I just keep telling him I don't got time, bro. I'm tight. I'm busy. So when he finds out I'm doing a fantasy football league with Designated Report, I bet you he's gonna want in though. He's one of those guys that's gonna want in because
So how we
he
do
goes
it though?
nuts
We
for
gonna
that.
put out a call on the website.
That's the thing.
$10 buy.
And who gets in? Because I know for me, like I know probably for you guys too, all of our supporters who happen to be friends are gonna be like, oh, I want it.
Yeah.
You like kind of like, nah, y'all are too familiar with us. Have some outside people, but then you also don't want to bring people in who are not going to be actively doing what they need to be doing on a week-to-week basis. So it's like, how do you?
Let's do the pick out of the hat though. You know what I'm saying?
So get the
diverse.
I mean, we don't got a lot of time either.
Yeah,
but
right.
you know,
We gotta
like,
get this on the road.
yeah,
like,
we get it out there and we say, hey, by this date, you know, if you want to get in our fantasy football league, you know, email us here,
Yep.
and from there we'll do a IG live or something. Pick the names out of the hat, and we'll go from there.
And do we have a set? We go with 10 teams. What are we doing? I mean,
Let's see the response
Yeah.
by a certain day.
So I should
This
put
is the
up
last
this week.
day at 5 p.m. for you to let us know you want to be in. And if we only get 6 responses, we're taking everybody.
Yeah.
If we get 60, then we have to decide like what's a ridiculous amount of number.
My thought is this: 10 or 12 is good. If you're at 16,
10 is
you,
good.
if you have
I was
if you have
thinking-
Patrick Mahomes, it's over. You win the whole season. Doesn't matter because you're stretching so thin at your other positions. One person will sway the balance. 10, you're going to have good teams. 12, you're going to really start to know who knows football.
Yeah.
Who's picking guys. Who's picking Kenyon Drake, who's really believing this dude who might run for whatever. He's not going to run for anything. But, you know what I mean? That's where you start to have to
No, I
know.
agree.
Let's
So
go 10.
when is the draft?
Whenever
When,
you schedule it for. You want to
anytime
schedule
before the season, or is there like a
Yeah.
cutoff?
No, it could be anytime.
Yeah, you go on whatever we use, Yahoo, ESPN, whatever, NFL.com, and we set the date
Yeah.
that we want to be and the time. But then that's the hard part about communication. We have to sync up with the other 6 people
Yeah.
to say
Again,
when
we-
are you available.
Again, we got to do it in advance, and we'll say, hey, you know, it might be at an inconvenient time. It might be 9 p.m. on a Tuesday night.
Yep.
But realistically, I would think a lot of people are free, you know, 9 to 10 o'clock on Tuesday night.
Right.
So again, we can iron out some of the details, but I think that's a good starting point. Launch
Let's
is
do it.
fine.
Last year, we did weekly pick. I mean, not weekly picks, yearly picks, like predictions.
Yeah.
Me and you, I think me and you, only me and you did.
Yeah.
Okay, so this year we want to make it bigger. Obviously, we discussed: are we gonna do it digitally, like record it, videotape it, film it, whatever, or are we doing post? You know where I stand. I feel like it'll be more beneficial. Jay pointed this out in our email thread to be able to go back to it on video. Be like, yo, Paul thought the Cowboys are gonna win the division.
You thought.
And right.
Chill.
He thought the
man.
Cowboys are going to win the division and they stink. And
Yo,
Dak is
fucking
making
crazy.
now
No,
Dak
the
is
Giants
making
are gonna
$40 million a year and y'all got 5 wins in December.
Well, that would be the flashback in black and white. It'd be this dude saying, I love Dak, but he doesn't deserve
Right.
30 a year.
Right.
He needs to be drug tested. And then he's making 50 a few weeks from now. Yeah.
So we all agree that we should tape, or do you guys think it's better?
Now let's
to tape?
film it.
Yeah.
It'll be straight.
To the best of my ability, I'd like to film for
Okay.
sure.
Sounds good. So we have to do that ASAP. So probably next week. Actually, I think we're already locked that in. Podcast episode. Once a month. Is that what we're doing? Because I know like our people at work always asking me, when are you putting out a new video, a new thing? And I'm like, it takes time to schedule things, to get everybody on the same page.
That's
but
life, man.
That's life. We just got to work around it. So we're gonna commit to what? 1, 2 a month.
I think for right now, in the immediate, I think we should figure once a month, and
Because we'll be doing our hot takes as well.
yeah, for sure.
Every week.
We'll do hot takes each week in the NFL.
I don't know if you guys want in on that, but me and Janelle always do hot
But yeah,
takes.
let me critique with love. The takes got to be hot this
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
You guys were just doing news and notes. There was no hot takes. A hot take is like
Fair
Pat
enough.
Mahomes is going to throw for 2,500 yards this year.
A hot take is
But
Pat
would
Mahomes is
you
going to
do
be the
that-
best quarterback of all time before he's done.
But you're doing that in week 3. Like that's what I'm saying. If we're doing it week to week, that sounds more like a year-end take, right? Like a year-to-year.
You
take.
know what I'm saying, though.
I know what
If
you're saying.
It's like if it's Saquon versus the Cowboys, and you're saying hot take, Saquon's gonna rush for 100 yards. It's not a hot take. Is
We
like
do it
people
post.
So
just-
so
We do after
if
take.
that's the case, do we do hot takes
Pre-
So you're
prior
doing
to the
breakdowns
week?
after the game. You're doing
That's basically
That's
what
what
it
we've
is.
been doing.
So change your name. That's it. And if you're gonna do a hot take, a hot
do it
take
beforehand?
is supposed to rile some people
I like
up.
that.
Hot takes are supposed to
I
get
like
under
that.
people's skin.
Look
That's
at
what makes it so
right,
hot.
and look at Max Kellerman and all these
Wright.
clowns out there.
Oh, my
But they
God.
say things just to bother
The clown Hall of
because
Famers?
They say things that don't make any sense. They're like, Kobe is a top 10 guard at best all time as a shooting guard. You're like, get out of my
Sounds like
face.
Doug Gottlieb.
It's just stupid as Doug Gottlieb, but that's I should slap
So,
It is
him
hot
today.
take.
yo,
Right.
he makes a very good point. If we're gonna do hot takes, we should do it beforehand. We should do it Friday, Saturday, before whatever week it is.
Mm-hmm.
If we're just gonna do a news and recaps type of thing,
Mm-hmm.
that's something else. We gotta figure that part out.
I was gonna say, with that being said, which is more alluring to you?
I would prefer the hot takes.
So prior to.
Yeah.
Because recaps, we're trying to build our brand, right? But you have to bring something different to the table, because if you're just saying this is what happened in the game, people can turn on cable TV to find out what happened in the game. And even easier than that, when you wake up in the morning, you scroll
Somebody's talking
Instagram.
about it, yeah.
Instagram is telling you what happened
Very,
in that
very
game.
true.
So for the brand in general, we got to bring something different. It's got to look different. You know what I'm saying? We got Tron doing things for us. Like it does look different. It's got to feel different.
With that being
We gotta
said,
bring
do y'all
something
want
to the
in, or
table.
do you want me and Janelle just continue to do it? Because we're gonna do it anyway, because that's something that we've created a culture of doing it.
Keep doing what you're doing, and I don't want to speak for you, but if I feel something,
If you feel a
and I
burning,
don't,
a burning take,
if I'm feeling something more than lukewarm, and I hit you up.
I think
don't
you did that last year. You hit us with a surprise take.
And if I
Yeah.
don't think you're gonna agree, but I need to jump in real quick,
Right.
in the captain's chair, I say I got something.
Okay.
And the same thing for the episodes. We should do one episode a month. But if some big news comes out,
We gotta
like
get to it.
like
Yeah,
if
we
like
gotta
a
time.
starting quarterback, like I'm retired a week before the season, something. Then we
Bruh.
have to have an emergency
Yeah.
episode,
Right.
right?
We gotta, yeah, we
should
gotta
do one.
figure
We
it
should do
out.
one a month though. That's what we should do.
Minimum, yeah.
So with that being said, how long do you wait? Like, okay, it's perfect timing. Angela retired last night. We could have done an emergency episode today to talk about it. But if this happens on a Tuesday and we don't typically meet up till Saturday, how does that work? Is it still hot by Saturday to talk about it?
Something like this is still hot next week. It's going to be hot week 1. It's going to be hot the first
You're right.
month of the season because Jacoby Brissett better step in and
And
play.
it's freaking Andrew Luck.
Right,
Like,
this guy is the best quarterbacking prospects since Peyton Manning.
yeah. John Elway.
Right. That's why some of these
Right.
guys, some topics like this, you'll have to play it by ear. Listen, NFL lasts week to week.
But
If
you also
something
don't live in
happens-
Danbury, boss.
I
That I
feel
just
you.
found out. He doesn't
I'm-
live in Danbury.
Oh.
This guy lives in Massachusetts.
News
thanks
to
for
me.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no
We drove
problem.
down from Massachusetts to do this.
Like, stuff happens this week, you get the whole week to talk about it until the game. That's what happens with any, you go to DallasCowboys.com, NewYorkGiants.com, whatever happened, they're going to be breaking it down or telling you about what's coming the whole week. So you've got that time to get it going.
Lastly, are we just sticking to sports?
Yo, no. No.
I'm sorry, what?
Are
Joe,
we
no.
are we a sports company, media company, or are we talking about like? Because for me, like the slogan has always been for me, sports, community, and matters. I feel like all of these things matter, and I feel like we're all more than capable enough to deliver this content. Now, am I going to tell you need to write about community stuff or matters that's happening within social, emotional problems with oppressed people in black communities? Absolutely not. But if I feel hard pressed to write about it or talk about it, I don't want to feel like, well, we're a sports company,
Yeah.
so I can't step outside that zone. How do you guys feel about that?
What if you don't feel passionate and football comes easy and all the stories are football?
Then that's great.
'Cause
That's what
we
Paul's
are.
been doing.
That's what
Paul's
we
been
are
getting-
right now, though.
You get another one tomorrow, trust me.
Paul,
Like I said, I was at a softball game and I was in the stands and I know other people that are doing other media, and she asked me, "How you do a sports podcast, right? How's that going?"
really? I
And
didn't
I
know
was
that.
like, "Well, it wasn't worth it at the time." I was like, "It's going good."
Yeah.
But if she is checking us out and she sees every story,
It's
the furthest we go from sports is Colin Kaepernick, which is still sports.
Still sports, right?
And it's hard for us to say what our brand is. It's what we put out there. So we have to do the hard work of if we are going to do community, we got to show them community.
Yeah.
I like your idea too in that email thread. Go ahead, John. I'll talk about it.
And that's the thing. Like I know you've done a couple stories, community based, and I think we should again. I think primarily and keeping with you, building our brand. I think sports comes easy to us. Like we know sports, we played sports, so that's kind of first and foremost. But we also live in, you know, in a world, in a society where things are going on and things are gonna hit you. So I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yo, Sean, Paul, like, you guys gotta write about this burning topic that came up. No, like, if it hits you and you're inspired, write about it, because that's important. What you have to say can and will touch somebody, and, you know, we can have an impact that way. But I really do like the idea of reaching out to people in the community. Like we did the youth sports, and we brought in local coaches and things like that, and we talked to them.
That was my favorite episode.
You know what I'm saying? So I think things like that are really dope, and I think they are important. Like, it's important stuff to talk about. So even though it's still in the same vein as, you know, it's sports, but you know, reaching out into the community and talking to these other people and bringing them in, I think that's going to be great for not only us, but our followers and people that support us.
Last 40 seconds, I'll let you go in a second. Jay said we should just like pull up to a community event one day, just like camp out and actually run a live show from there, like cover it. I think that's an incredible idea.
That's really dope.
That would be incredible. Go a long way. Go ahead, Paul.
I think it's great that we do get to write about things that are really passionate to us. I think where we're at in the calendar, it's football based. There's no school in session, so we don't really have that community where everyone's built in and there's certain events. There's football games going on, there's soccer games, there's whatever. There's that unity amongst each town, each city. That'll come. But I like that, we can write about sports, but Jay can write about Jay-Z and his partnership with the NFL.
Very well, too.
Or Kaepernick.
That story was
Shameless
Right,
plug.
That's one of the best stories we've had since we've had. That was refresh.
But
I
you
mean,
you can write about that. If it's Kaepernick, if it's Donald Trump is the best thing that's happened in the NFL business, if it's Donald Trump's the worst thing to happen in the NFL business, it doesn't. I don't feel restricted either way to
not talk about
I feel like I could write both.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I could provide both sides of that, and I'm sure any one of us could write. We have presidential elections coming up in how many months?
Right.
You know, we have
That's very
primaries.
true,
The reality is we're just here in the calendar, but it's coming.
To piggyback off of that, we have to draw the hard line though, because we're gonna have pick 'em on Thursday. We're gonna have hot takes. We're gonna have fantasy. That's like 3 things of football, maybe 4, maybe 5 every single week.
That's right.
So that's how we became a sports-centric organization,
Company,
because we have things set up that are going to come so easily every single week. We have to draw a hard line, and it's going to be tough. We have to put out content that is something else.
And I think we got to just look for ways where we could kind of include ourselves in community matters that are happening. And I'll do a better job at looking for things and seeing if you guys are interested in it. We'll go out there,
Absolutely.
do a live show from there, turn up, get the people involved, get the people to be, included in these things. And I think it'll be dope. We got to go, but that's what we got for you. We'll see y'all next week with the picks. Holla. What it do, y'all? It's your boy Sean Alcide, Designated Report in the building. So y'all want to know how we come up with stuff, with content, and what we're working on for the coming year? I'll show you. Let's go. Make sure you log on to DesignateReport.com and follow us on Instagram at Designated Report. Yo.